Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be covering April's sales total as well as 5 actions I took in the month of April in order to make these sales on Poshmark. If you're new here, I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for choosing to watch this video. I am a full-time reseller. I've been reselling full-time for about 7 years now. I go to places like Goodwill Outlet, the bins, and flip the clothing that I purchase onto sites like Poshmark. So in today's video, we're going to be really just solely focusing on Poshmark. I have added in a couple other income streams, but this is going to be about Poshmark and how to really bring in the sales and what I did. So here we go. Have my list. First and foremost, I want to talk about my numbers, and while I talk about my numbers, I want to say this. I've done a lot of videos over the years talking about numbers and talking about how much money I made, and I started to really think, those videos are great. I know people enjoy those videos, but more importantly, how much value are they actually adding to the community? I think a more valuable video is actually me explaining the actions that I took in order to get to those numbers, because I did do a few things consistently that I think resulted in these numbers. A lot of people I know right now are struggling on Poshmark. There were some changes to Poshmark's algorithm. I didn't really do a video about that. Instead of doing videos about the changes, I want to do videos on how to continue to help you progress in your reselling career. So that's kind of what I'm about. So let's start. I know you're here, you want to know how much money I made. Let's do it. First and foremost, my gross. So my number before you take out any fees, any cost of goods, any sort of overhead, my gross sales total was $10,166. Selling used clothing strictly on Poshmark. This doesn't include any other income stream. This is just Poshmark. I cleared $10,000, which for me is kind of my low goal. So I have different steps, right? I have a reach, like my reaching goal. I have my base, like this is kind of the minimum I can do every month is $10,000 in order to continue to pay my bills and reinvest, to pay myself essentially and reinvest in my business. So I was able to clear that $10,000 mark, which I'm really proud of. My net after Poshmark fees, not after cost of goods, but just after my Poshmark fees. So if I did a shipping discount, the 20% that Poshmark takes was $7,214. So I was paid out by Poshmark last month, $7,214. That's so great. I'm really proud of that. I think that, well, look, my cost of goods was really low last month. And as long as I keep my cost of goods low, those numbers are really great. Now, if I had spent $5,000 on inventory last month and I didn't clear $15,000, I would have been really disappointed. But everybody's numbers depends on so many things. So I don't want you to get discouraged by seeing my numbers or by seeing somebody else's numbers out there, because that is just kind of the cover of the book, right? That's just the cover of the book. It's the insides that count. So let's start getting down to the insides. I'm going to go over my numbers, by the way, first, and then do the 5 actionable items. So I sold 534 items last month. Wow. That's a lot of items, right? And what is that? That's just, I didn't do my average sale price. I didn't write that down for some reason. It's just under $20. That's kind of where it is always. Which means that, let's see here. Oh, and then orders. So I had 395 orders. So that includes like if someone bundled or something like that. I listed 612 items last month. I spent $638 on the inventory that I listed on Poshmark. That gives me a $1.04 cost of goods. And if I take away $1.04 cost of goods, which means that for the 534 items I listed, it's $550 $55.36, which brings me to a net profit. So if I take away the amount I spent on my inventory, that brings me over to $6,658.64 is what my business actually got profit. That doesn't include what I paid myself or anything like that. So $6,658. Not too shabby. And there's a few things here that you can kind of digest. One, I kept my cost of goods really low, like really, really low. Really only purchased from the bins. I didn't even do any like online arbitrage, nothing. Everything that I'm selling right now is primarily from the bins. There might be like a few items here or there that are left over, but primarily everything I'm selling is from the bins. And I averaged 600 to 700 active listings at any given time in the month. So that's kind of the meat of everything. That's the numbers. But how did I get to those numbers, right? Like, okay, cool, Nicole, cool. You just told us about how much money you made, but how did you do it? What are the actions that you actually took to do this? You can go into my closet. You can see what sold. You can find that out on your own. I can keep showing you what sold, and I will, because I know you enjoy those videos. But what are the actions? That is the important part. What can you do to do this, to make these numbers and grow your business? So, whew, I take a drink because I feel like I just talked a lot. And I know this is a lot of numbers to keep track of. I hope you're following along still. If you are, please consider subscribing to this channel, giving it a thumbs up. All that good stuff really helps me and helps me get this information out to more people. Okay, the first action, and this is the big one. I was consistent. I was really consistent. So I made a pact at the beginning of April that I was gonna list 10 items a day, no matter what. Like, no matter what, every single day of April, I would push 10 items live. And now that doesn't mean that I listed every single day. I kept some like in drafts. You can have up to 50 drafts at one time on Poshmark. So I would load up my drafts, and then no matter what, I would be pushing 10 live. And sometimes that 10 would end, it would be 10 o'clock at night, and I would just be finishing, like pushing them live. But no matter what, I made a promise to myself that I would be consistent and I would do 10 items. For me, 10 items takes about an hour and a half, including photographing and everything else. And because I was buying in bulk at the bins, it all made sense. So 10 items was my minimum. And I did it every single day of the month. I did it, and I was really proud of myself, and I think it really helped my numbers be consistent. Now, there were days that I did more, and I have the little graph. Unfortunately, I didn't take a graph of like the last day, so there's a few missing on the end, but I have the little graph here. You can see I was really consistent. There are some spikes where I listed like 40 to 50 items some days, but for the most part, I really kept in that like 10 to 20 listings every single day. And I'm really proud of that. And I think that setting a goal like that is achievable, and set it low. Like, I know I'm capable of listing 50 items 5 days a week, but you know, if you miss a day, you feel bad, all of that good stuff. So set this bar really low for yourself. If it's 3 listings, if it's 5 listings, whatever it is, just set some sort of, hey, I'm going to list every single day, no matter what. I'm going to stay consistent, even if it means on Monday, I load up my 50 drafts and I just push them live through the week so I can enjoy time with my family, and my hobbies, whatever it is you like to do. But set some sort of goal where I'm going to list every single day. I'm going to push X amount of listings live, no matter what. And you're going to feel really good, and you're going to start to see these consistent sales come in from you doing that. So that is the biggest thing that I can recommend doing on a base level. Like, if you are just starting out and you want to set a goal for yourself, set some sort of I'm going to list every day goal. Again, even if it's 3 items, even if it's 5. So this month I pushed up my goal to 15. And because I know I'm capable of 10, let's add more to it. Let's do 15 now, right? So we'll talk about that at the end of the video, as well as some burnout talk as well. That's important. Okay, so that was action number 1. I did 10 listings every single day, no matter what. Number 2, every single day I went in and I bundled for people. So I went into my shoppers. I'll do a little screen recording over here. I went into my shoppers and I saw the people who had liked items in my closet. And with those likes, I opened up their bundle, I added their likes to the bundle, and I sent them an offer. And I did this every day. Every single day I did bundles, and I also sent offers to likers on every single like in my closet. I have that automatically set up. I use One Shop. I will link it down below, and it is automatically set up to where as soon as someone likes something, within like 10 minutes, they get a 20% off offer. So the likes and then the bundles. The bundles are probably the best way that I make money, is doing those bundles for people. Don't wait for them to set up a bundle. Do it for them. And I have a video that kind of goes in depth about that. I will link it down below. I'll link a couple of videos that I think will be helpful if you want to watch at the end of this video. So second was I did the bundles and offers to likers. So I made sure anybody who liked something in my closet or liked multiple items in my closet, they were getting sent an offer with a discount the same day that they liked it. Accountability is number 3. So I am in an accountability group, and every day I was checking in with them and showing them what I did. Once a week we actually meet over Zoom and check in with each other, and we have report cards that we fill out. That kind of goes along with this 12-week thing I'm doing, but overall, I think the accountability was really important to me. I didn't want to show up and not have my stuff done. So consider getting together with a group of resellers who are also on the same page as you and want the same sort of growth as you, and do check-ins, whether that's daily, whether that's weekly, whatever it is. Find other people who are on the same page as you and want the same results as you, and push each other to do better. I think accountability groups over the years have really helped me in my business and pushed me in my business. I used to host accountability groups. I'm not doing that currently. Am I going to do that again? I don't know. Not for a long time. But I would recommend finding an accountability group, making an accountability group, whatever that looks like for you, joining one. Even if there's only 4 of us, right? There's not a ton of us in this accountability group. It doesn't have to be this huge, big thing. Find 2 or 3 of your friends, find 1 of your friends. It doesn't have to be a big thing. But the check-ins and the accountability, it's huge. And it makes a big, big difference in business when you have to be held accountable, right? It's really easy when it's just yourself to get into a rut and to not do anything and to think I'll do it tomorrow. It's a whole nother thing when you have people waiting for you to check in at the end of the day. So that's number 3. My number 4 action was keeping my cost of goods really low. And that is important for a few reasons. The way that the economy is right now and the world is, there's a lot of uncertainties. And I think that, there's a lot of people who aren't spending a lot of money right now. So with me, but there's still shoppers out there. But with me being able to keep my cost of goods low, that means that I can offer amazing deals to people, and I can offer it at a lower price, a more competitive price than anywhere else. And I know that when I am listing and pricing things, I am definitely listing my items on the lower end of the pricing, of the comps, of the solds. If I see something is selling for $20 to $30, I'm that $20 seller. And I'm okay with that because I keep my cost of goods so low. Now, if my cost of goods was like $5 to $10, it'd be a whole nother ballgame, and I would have to figure out different ways to do things. But because I keep my cost of goods so low, because I'm efficient in my listing processes, I am able to offer the best price out there, and I know that's helpful. So consider doing that. Consider really looking at your numbers and how much you're spending and how you can get that spending down lower. I don't know what that looks like for you. Everyone's business is going to be a little bit different in this regard, but even if you can cut down 10% of your average cost of goods, and you can take it from, I even cut down this month from last month. Last month, my average cost of goods was $1.35, and this month it was $1.04. I would love to see in the month of May. Love to see in the month of May. A big goal of mine is to get my average cost of goods under $1. Now, it's not a lot, right? It's only a 5 cent difference, but in the grand scheme of things, that all adds up. So right now, if your cost of goods is $10, like, how can you get it down to $9? What does that look like? What can you do differently? Can you add in more items that you purchased, so for me right now, I'm adding in a ton of bras, because bras are lightweight. Bras have an easy average sell-through price, whatever it is. I'm really starting to get into that niche. Is there another niche that you can add in that maybe your thrift store charges less for? Or maybe you can find at garage sales, you can find at the bins, you can find through an outreach. I don't know, whatever it is, how can you lower your cost of goods? Because that makes a big difference in the price that you can offer people. It makes a big difference in the offers that you can take from someone. If you can take a 10% lower offer and still be making that same amount of money, think about it. The numbers don't lie. So that's what I have to say about that. I don't think everyone will agree with me on that one, but that's my personal experience. I'm making more now than when I was making $15,000 in sales a month, but I was spending way more on inventory. I am literally bringing home more money now than I was then. So get your cost of goods down and figure it out from there. The last thing I did, and this one is kind of cool. So I was only at the Friday, so the 31st was a Saturday, or the 30th, whatever. The last day of the month was on a Saturday, right? And on Friday, I was at $8,000. Friday morning, I was at $8,000, and I was like, this just won't do. This just won't do. I have to hit $10,000. What am I going to do? I have to do something, because $8,000 is not enough. It is not enough for me to continue to be a full-time reseller. I have to get a job, whatever. I have to hit that $10,000 baseline. So, because I keep my cost of goods so low, I was not afraid to run a sale. And I ran a big, huge bundle sale. I sent a comment. So I went into my shoppers, and I have a video all about this. I will link that one down below as well. But I went into my shoppers and I left a comment. I'll put it over here. A comment on 5,000 bundles. And you can do that in bulk, right? You can go watch my video of how you do it. It's a little dramatic to tell you the whole thing here. But I left 5,000 comments. Hey, I'm having a buy one, get one free. Well, buy two for 50% off, which is equal to buy one, get one free, but less complicated. I've done buy one, get one frees in the past. And the problem with that is they put someone puts a $10 item and a $15 item, but they want the $15 item for free. So you have to word it more complicated. So buy two items, get half off. It's the same thing as buy one, get one free, essentially. But less complicated for your shopper, and you want to make things less complicated. Keep it simple. That's the rule. So did buy two, get 50% off, and I was able to do about $2,000 in sales through that. Which was just, fantastic. It felt really good. I was so proud of myself to hit that $10,000 mark. I was nervous that I wasn't going to be able to hit it because I did have to scramble and do $2,000 in sales the last 2 days of the month. But I was not going to give up. So I pushed. I spent hours bundling for people. I didn't wait for them to bundle things. As soon as I started liking things, after I sent that comment out, I started bundling things and sending them offers. Some of them would be less, it would be a 60% off offer, whatever it is, whatever my ultimate lowest price could be. With making a profit, I made a profit on everything that I sold because, again, my cost of goods is so low that I'm able to do those things. So I ran a big sale. That was my action number 5. And those 5 actions combined are how I was able to do $10,000 in sales on Poshmark when I know a lot of people are struggling. I get it. Like, I am not naive. I understand that there's a lot of people who are really struggling to make Poshmark a full-time income. But I want you guys to try to be consistent in the month of May. I want you to try new things. I want you to be open to new things. I don't want you to wait for Poshmark to fix this algorithm. I want you to push forward and pivot and find ways to make money. Because you can. Like, you really, really can. I believe in you. I know you can do this. At the end of the day, we don't have control over what Poshmark does, but we do have control over what we do. And we have to be honest with ourselves as well. Sometimes I look at the stuff in my closet that I listed a year ago, and I'm like, you know what? No one wants that. That was a bad buy. That is something I shouldn't have bought. I'm either going to clearance it out for like $5 or I'm going to pull it and donate. Once a year, I go through my whole closet at the beginning of the year and I pull and donate things that were bad purchases. Sometimes that's a few hundred items and it doesn't feel good, but it is a lesson learned. And I'm going to move on and keep going. So, be honest with yourself, please. So 5 actions, 10 listings a day. Consistency. Listing every day, consistent. Every single day doing offers to likers and bundle offers. Accountability is number 3. Keeping my costs low is number 4. And number 5, that final push of running a sale at the end of the month to make sure that I hit the numbers that I need to hit. So that is how I did $10,000 in gross sales on Poshmark in the month of April. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. Last month, I did a video where I kind of showed you guys the items that sold, but I'm not sure that that's helpful because, again, you can go and look at my closet and see what's selling. What you can't go and look at are the actions that I actually took on a day-to-day basis in order to get there. Lastly, the last couple minutes of this video, I talk about burnout because this was a lot of work. This whole thing was a ton of work and it was not easy. I don't want to downplay that. I don't want to be like, oh, I did this and you can too. Great. It's so great. It's so easy. Everyone can do this. Because I don't think that's true. I don't anymore because burnout is real. When you are working this hard and you are pushing yourself to the max, you're going to get tired and you're going to burn yourself out. And I did that to a point. Last week, the first week of May, I literally did nothing. I did nothing. I got some bad news, like medical news, which I'll share with you guys at a later date. And it was devastating to a point where I was already feeling burnt out from working so hard in the month of April that I kind of collapsed. I collapsed. I felt tired. I felt burnt out and I didn't do anything. And so now I'm kind of refocusing. I'm filming this video on Sunday and tomorrow is Monday. And I know that I'm ready for this new week, but how am I going to keep moving forward without feeling that burnout? And I don't have the answers for you guys. I don't know. I just want to be really transparent with the fact that I did feel burnout after last month. I felt it hard and I know that part of it was getting this news. I know that was a huge part of it, but one speed bump in my life shouldn't cause me to completely feel like I can't fall into a major depression, which is what happened last week. So I don't have a roadmap. I don't know how to fix it. I don't have the answers to everything. I don't even know if telling you guys this is helpful. I'm just telling you to be completely transparent that, yeah, I did all these things and that's great and I made this money. But, I was going to the bins 2 to 3 times a week and I was listing and I was working really hard and I was balancing my life as a mom and a wife and making sure everyone else was taken care of. And maybe I didn't take care of myself as much as I needed to. I don't know how to solve that. I don't know how to fix that. I would love suggestions. If you guys have suggestions for burnout, please leave them down below. And maybe we can do a video on burnout with some of your suggestions, because I don't know how to fix that. This is just me being completely transparent. So that's where I was last week. I didn't put up any YouTube videos. I didn't even step foot in my office multiple days. I did nothing. I didn't go to my accountability meeting. I did nothing. Nothing. That's not a good feeling. So I am going to give myself grace, and I'm going to move forward, and this is a new week. And if you've experienced that before, I hope that you also gave yourself grace and, you know, were able to get back up and start again. So that's what we're doing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit that $10,000 goal this month because, again, burnout. We're going to try. We're going to try. So thank you guys for watching this video. Again, I really appreciate it. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it gave you some good tips to move forward with. And I will see you guys again. I have videos planned for this whole week that are already filmed and edited. So you should see like haul videos and other videos coming up this whole week ahead. I hope you'll watch them and enjoy them. And I will see you again with another number video. Next week, we'll talk about how things are going. So hang in there, get your items listed. If it's not listed, it's not selling. If it's not selling, you're not making any money. So that's the number one trick. List your stuff. See you guys soon. Bye.